Hey, I'm Cassidy and this is Cozy Peach Kitchen. Today I'm showing you how to make grilled portobello mushroom burgers. These mushrooms are juicy, tender, and have that wonderful grill flavor to them. They pretty much taste exactly like summer, but I will say if you're making this in the winter or if you don't have an outdoor grill, you can use a grill pan. This is the grill pan that I use. It is really reliable. It doesn't give that same smokiness, but it has the awesome char marks on it. And I'll leave a link in the description to my blog post that has more information on how to use that. In this video today, I'm going to show you how to do outdoor grilling. So we're going to go outdoors, but first, let's make the wonderful balsamic vinaigrette that we're marinating these portobello mushrooms in. I'm using 3 small portobello mushroom caps. Usually I use 2 large ones, but this is what was available. So 3 small, 2 large. You can always double it and do 4, 8, 12, whatever you want. We'll start by taking these stems out and then use a spoon to just kind of scrape those gills out. Now this is definitely optional. You can leave the gills in if you want. I'll just go ahead and set these aside in the dish that I'm going to marinate them in. Just something shallow enough so that it's actually covered by the marinade. You can use whatever. I usually just use a casserole dish. You can use a plastic bag, Tupperware container, whatever. So we'll make the marinade now. I'm just going to whisk it all together in a little measuring cup. This is my most favorite kitchen tool. It makes things really easy to measure out because it's all just tablespoon measuring. 1/4 cup of olive oil. And we'll do a 1/4 cup of balsamic vinegar, and this adds a really nice acidity to the mushrooms. The balsamic vinegar also comes through really well and adds a ton of flavor. So that's equal parts balsamic vinegar and olive oil. And then we'll add just 2 teaspoons of soy sauce. I'm using reduced sodium soy sauce. That's just what I had on hand right now. Regular soy sauce also works. So I'll probably add an extra pinch of salt since this is reduced sodium. And we want to make sure to get some salt in those burgers. We're also using Italian seasoning, which adds a nice herby component, and those herbs do bloom a little on the grill. And now we just pour that marinade on, and we'll be marinating this for about 30 minutes, no more than 30 minutes, because that marinade actually tenderizes these mushrooms a lot, and we do not want to over marinate them or they may fall apart on the grill. So anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes is a great amount of time to marinate them. You can keep them at room temperature or you can cover it up and place it in the fridge. It's really up to you. You'll want to make sure that everything's really covered, and you can flip halfway through if those mushrooms aren't fully covered. Now I'm going to set this aside for now and let that do its magic, and then I'm going to go ahead and slice up this red pepper because I love grilled red pepper on my portobello mushroom burgers. It adds this great sweetness and crunch. I'm just going to slice this into thick wedges, especially because you don't want it to be so thin that it falls into the grill. That wouldn't be fun. They'll cook in about the same time it takes to cook the mushrooms. All right, we are outside now and the grill is hot. I set the grill to 450 and made sure to let it fully preheat before starting. I'm using this awesome nonstick grill pan to keep the mushrooms from sticking to the grill, but this is completely optional. It's also really useful for toasting the buns and bell pepper slices, and just having everything in the same area is really helpful to me, but you can totally skip this. So add the mushrooms to the grill, make sure to get any of that extra marinade off, and we'll let them cook for 4 minutes on each side. They are less likely to stick to the pan or grill if you don't constantly check on them, so be patient, just set a timer and don't check until that timer's about up. And when they have a nice char, you can flip them over onto the tops and grill them for another 4 minutes. And you can see I added the red pepper slices to the pan with the mushroom caps, and they were so good. You can see the char on them. They add a lot. All right, so now that it's completely cooked, just carefully pour off any of that juice that collected in the caps. These are really big mushrooms, unlike the ones I showed you earlier, so there was a lot of juice collecting. So pour that off if you need to, and then flip them back over. And I'm putting a slice of Swiss cheese on mine. Make sure to close the grill lid to let that cheese melt. It shouldn't take too long, maybe about 30 seconds or a minute. And that's it. Super simple. Serve it with those bell pepper slices and lettuce. And I made this really delicious homemade garlic aioli, and I'll post that on my blog for you to try if you're interested. I also toasted the buns on the grill, and that only takes a couple of minutes. Okay, thank you so much for coming outside with me. Let's go back inside and wrap this up. If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'll try my best to answer them. I also have a frequently asked questions section on the blog post, which is on my website. I'll leave that in the description down below, and you may be able to find your answer there as well. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. That's how I know to make more recipes like this, and I definitely want to make recipes that you actually want to watch. Definitely let me know if you try out this recipe, and thank you so much for watching. This is Cozy Peach Kitchen. I share new recipes every single week. They're always vegetarian and always easy to make.